Hello, and here we are in the studio of Helen Godden. I'm working on a piece with my couching foot on my Sweet 16, and I'm going to do some filming, so I won't talk while I'm filming, but you might be able to see I'm working on an eagle's wing, and these are the feathers. I've done some chocolate brown, and now I'm doing a much darker brown. I'll just do some filming, and then we can zoom in. But I've got the couching foot on my Sweet 16. So as with all quilting, you want it to be continuous. So I'm going to go back up the centre of spine of that feather and come back into the next one. What I'm working on here is buckram. It's a really heavy canvas, like a tapestry canvas, but it's giving me a fantastic surface, because with the couching, of course, it does a lot of shrinking because of the tightness and the heavy amount of stitching you're doing. So by working onto the buckram, I've got a firm surface. It's a bit of an experiment, but you know, we've all got to start somewhere. Now I'm watching that. There's a loop of yarn. I don't want that loop to go through the needle. And that's the important thing, is to always have that excess ready when you're couching. Always have it ready. You can see I've done all my background stitching because I want the feathers to be on top of the sunset sky. So you very much have to think about the layers and do the background and work forward. So even with these feathers, I know that the next row of feathers will be sitting on top. So you've got to start from the underneath feathers on top, on top. It's all about layers. A bit like a landscape, you're going to start with the background hills and come forward. So you've got to think about layers. I'm going to change yarn now. Just going to cut that one off. This is 100% wool, this one. It's beautiful hand dyed. Changes from greys and tans. It's, sometimes it's all these neutral ones that actually look really good. So I'm going to come in here. Cut away that tail where I first started. So I'm able to go on top of the previous stitching, of course, and just add layers of yarn. Just got to make sure that yarn has got plenty of slack so it can flow with me. As soon as it's too tight, it will skip the stitches. So it's got to always just be loose and ready to come with me. It's actually quite good to have the machine going fairly fast so you get lots of stitches. That way you're guaranteed the stitch is going to catch the yarn. So your hands don't have to move fast, just the machine fast. I'm quite used to stitching fast, but as a beginner you would have the machine fairly fast, let's say 60% of top speed, but your hands going quite slowly. So as I just transition to the next area, these sort of little ugly kind of shapes, they're going to be stitched over, and I know that, so it doesn't bother me. It'll be underneath the next layer of feathers. What I love about quilting is that it's all about showing off the line work, and this is even more evident with the couching because you're seeing a thick line. Each line is a good, 1/8 of an inch wide and has such impact and such texture. So I can really enjoy all the texture of these feathers in particular. So anyway, I'm going to keep going here. Hope you've enjoyed that. I might come back later and show you some more of the feathers and then show you the finished product. So thanks very much. See you later.